you think Gaucho had a hand kwa Okanga ku step down?
Yes, Gaucho to an extent had a hand in Okanga stepping down because he kept on threatening Okanga that he should not be the president to Bunge la Mwananchi Jacaranda. And it's because he felt threatened. Like I said, he's been telling people he's the president to Bunge la Mwananchi, the whole Kenya. And we didn't even elect him as the Jacaranda members.
Just a minute. Umesema kwamba you didn't elect him as Jacaranda members.
Yes.
And he is the president of Mwananchi, the whole Kenya. But Jacaranda, you didn't participate. Why? Why is that?
Like I made it right from the beginning, I said he was elected by members of Jivanji. So from where I sit, he is President Bunge la Mwananchi Jivanji, not Kenya. Unless they have any way in law they can convince me that he is a legitimate president to Bunge la Mwananchi Kenya.
You are supposed to be a lawyer, not a politician.
It's a good statement, but perhaps you didn't ask me what I am professionally.
I will. So, you know, you have said that the president alikuwa anataka tu muwe na chairmans. But Jacaranda people decided that you need to have a president who will just always present you. So, sioni kama kukiuka sheria ya president ambayo alikuwa ameweka. Na akiamua ya kwamba atakutoa kwenye hiyo seat. Ama unaona vipi? Kwangu mimi naona ya kwamba tunaweza kutoa kwenye hiyo seat. Ama hata kutoa. Kwako unaona vipi?
Now, your statement to an extent is not right. Like ukisema kukiuka sheria. If you go to the Constitution of Kenya, Article 37, it's giving the members of Bunge la Mwananchi Jacaranda a right for that congregation, or rather to have that organization. And again, if you read it together with Article 1 of the same Constitution, the law gives us that ultimate decision to make as the people. And the people of Jacaranda decided that they want their president. So we didn't go against the law.
But you say that Jacaranda, it is not registered. So why should you use the law of the Constitution? Or it just applies to everyone?
I said Bunge la Mwananchi is not registered. It is an amorphous movement, not only in Jacaranda. But in Jacaranda, if you do your research, you'll realize that within Bunge la Mwananchi Jacaranda, we have registered organizations. So, and it is the same way the whole Kenya. You go to any Bunge la Mwananchi, they don't have a certificate of registration because it is an amorphous organization, from 1992, where it started.
If you don't mind, can you tell us the meaning of amorphous organization? And why did you call it that way?
Or rather, not just me calling it an amorphous, but the law calls it an amorphous because it is not registered. And to an extent, they don't have guidelines. The moment it is not registered, it has no guidelines. That is to mean a constitution that governs it. The moment you want to register it, and perhaps you want to make it an organization, you will come up with the bylaws. Bunge la Mwananchi, if you do your research well, you'll realize that there is no bylaw that is there for Bunge la Mwananchi as an organization, and that is why I call it an amorphous movement.
Wow, okay, so ndo nimeelewa. And unajua deputy president ali step down. So do you think for you also the president will make you step down from your seat?
It is not the deputy president who stepped down. The truth is that, like I said, before deciding to be the president, I decided to back someone up. So I was a deputy president to the one Nuru Maloba Okanga. And after the pressure had piled up on him and he decided to step down, is when now I decided to take the bull by its horns, to become the president. Yeah. And at the moment I have a deputy, so it is a full office, and not only president and the deputy, we have a speaker, deputy speaker, and we have a structure where we have a coordinator, we have clerks, and we have ministries, or rather cabinet secretaries for different ministries. So it is a working, or rather an organization with a working plan that is already rolled out. Yeah.
And you know, in every organization unapata kwamba kuna zile challenges ambazo wanazozipitia. But in your organization as the president, what will you do to keep the movement going each and every day?
Now, in leadership, wisdom is part of a success.
I love your answer. Wisdom.
Oh yeah, wisdom is part of a success, and you cannot realize any success without wisdom. And after evaluating myself, I realized that I have enough wisdom to make that organization moving. And as I was evaluating this stability I have in leading this organization, I also came to realize that I must work with people. So it is not just me as a president. There are other people who are willing to see this organization moving forward, who are also willing to put their efforts in terms of giving pieces of advice, giving their support in different forms, just to ensure that it is successful. Yeah.
All right. So just winding up, I just want to move into you, but your personal life. So apart from politics, what else do you do?
I do so many things. Professionally, I'm an environmentalist who is into environmental law. That is my line of, or rather my line of interest and profession. But I do so many things, including conservation. I'm a conservationist, and to be specific, a nature conservation. We do so many things. Currently, I'm engaged in Wildlife Direct. Wildlife Direct is a platform, or rather an organization that conserves the wildlife. And they're also trying to teach the little people so that they grow knowing what wildlife is, how they can conserve it, and the benefits. Apart from that, I have not one, not two, but several organizations I am involved in that generally we conserve the environment. Yes.
All right. So we're winding up. I just want you to give a little bit of advice to your people of Jacaranda.
I don't want to call it an advice, but an appeal to them.
Appeal to them.
First and foremost, I would want to thank them for seeing leadership in me and also to allow me be their president. And I would want to promise them a leadership that is stable, leadership that is there to ensure that they reach their target.
And no corruption.
No corruption. And that is one thing that I've always been against all my life. From childhood, I was raised up in a Christian environment. So I really don't believe in corruption. I believe in getting what is rightfully mine, and someone else also gets what is rightfully his or hers. And that is what I want to do in my leadership as the president, Bunge la Mwananchi Jacaranda. One thing that I would want to request them is their unprecedented support. A support that would make me going, because you realize that, like I said, leadership of Bunge la Mwananchi, it is not framed anywhere in the law. So it takes their effort for my moves to be, or rather to realize a fruit to any office I go to. So that is the support I want from them, and those who feel that their rights were not served, I would want to call upon them to give me this chance to prove them wrong, that I can be the best leader that they have ever had, to ensure that their interests, and not personal interests, but the interests they have in that group of Bunge la Mwananchi is met. And I have the capacity to make them realize that.
Wow. So just give him a little bit of time and he will for sure show you what he is capable of doing. That is what we had for today. Bye-bye.